C.S. Dane, so I'm a co-organizer of this workshop along with Shirish. So as you know, this workshop has been nicely being a real hybrid event, not only for online and offline, but also being a hybrid of systems and synthetic biology. So Shirish is very good expert in the systems biology and flux balance analysis area. So the first 3 days of this workshop, you will see all the computational and systematic parts of this whole area, which is extremely important. That should give you an idea that how systematically you can define a target which you can use for engineering any microorganism. Because in synthetic biology, a lot of things are done not really in a very systematic way, and that is what systems biology teaches you. So in the last 3 days, when you will have a wet work, we will show you some demonstration of synthetic biology where we'll use a CRISPR-Cas9 kind of approaches to engineer the microbes. So in addition to this, you can see that this is a theoretical and practical courses. So every day you will have 2 lectures, minimum 2 lectures that are done by all the experts in the field all over the world. Again, taking advantage of this whole online-offline system, we had an opportunity to include some of the very renowned professors from US, from the UK, who even if they are not able to travel, but they will be able to give you the lectures. There are some lecturers who are able to travel as well, and you will be able to interact them both online and offline. So I really look forward for a very, very interactive sessions for all of you. And with this brief, I will invite our director, Dr. Dinika Salonki, to formally welcome you.
Good afternoon to all of you. This is first time I'm meeting and addressing the participants in a ICGB workshop exactly midway through the workshop. And first I was to come on the day 1, then I was to come probably morning of today, then midday in the afternoon, and now I'm coming as late as this time. So I only hope that you have been engaged with the activities of the workshop irrespective of my being there. So I'm not there to inaugurate the workshop, but to interact with you for a few minutes. And by now you must have learnt the structure of the kind of workshops ICGB conducts. All these years, about 35 years since ICGB has been existing, we conducted at least 3 to 4 workshops regularly. Most of them are practical, some of them are practical and theoretical, and due to COVID pandemic, some workshops we conducted which were 100% online. So there is a variety, but nothing like having practical experience of either directly working on a system or a problem, or being demonstrated if it is a high-end one, because that gives a lot more exposure and it gives you an opportunity or possibility of you getting directly involved in that field. So we have been focusing more on trying to get this kind of workshops conducted in a practical way. And that is one of the reasons why we had very few workshops during past 2.5 years of COVID, because we had opportunity to conduct workshops, but we didn't want to conduct them online, since we wanted people to be right in the lab interacting with the students in the lab as well as doing experiments themselves. So luckily this year, by and large, we seem to be ready to be engaged in collective activities. So here we are, and we so far conducted I think 4 workshops. This is 5th in that series in last 2 months. So we are successfully conducting end-to-end these practical workshops. Actually, they are end to end for the institute, but for that lab, that is the one for 6 months or 1 year. So, in that sense, it is pressure of doing this is really distributed among all my colleagues. So, in that sense, it is good, but we have actually demonstrated that we can have this activity going down the year. So far we were having 3 to 4 workshops in a year, and it looks like hereafter we will practically have at least one workshop in a month, and that could be not just for 5 days or 6 days, but it could be for 15 days. Early days of ICGB, we used to have those 10 to 15 day workshops, and lot of people who have worked here, I think I have a approximate number of about 3,500 to 4,000 people have actually participated in ICGB workshop in New Delhi, and I have met them some 10 years of their career subsequently, who have told me how much they actually changed their field because of they have having attended the workshop in ICGB. Some people subsequently have come back to work in ICGB with the ICGB postdoctoral fellowship or something like that, and worked here again. So we have a lot of very positive vibes with regard to this activity, and I would say particularly many of these workshops have been organized in the bioenergy area by 5 of my colleagues who are very active in this field, and this is probably one of the most important activity in India today, the area of synthetic biology and biofuels in a broad sense, and not only in India but now all the developing world is looking for these options, and they look up to our experiences and what we are successful, because we, I think, woke up to this much ahead of anybody else. So in that sense we have some strong leads, and that's how you should try and get benefit of the experience of these 5 groups that are involved here, although 2 of them are engaged with this directly, but there are other groups, 3 other groups also, they work very closely. So the entire bioenergy team is actually at your disposal, besides those who come from outside are available online. So enjoy it for remaining period. Anyway, I will talk to you when you have dinner on 14th. So we will be able to share your experiences little more based on your practical lab experience. I must acknowledge this series of workshop which started this year should have been started in 2019, have been explicitly sponsored by Department of Biotechnology. All other workshops in less frequent times, they were ICGB's workshops, and this was mainly because Government of India is very conscious of getting this across to countries in the neighborhood who look up to us, and that is how success of these workshops will actually make it. We get more and more support for doing this from Government of India, Department of Biotechnology. So I don't want to take too much of your time. I just thought you should know who I am and how enthusiastic I am about your learning, what you are participating into, and I am going to sort of figure out how well we have succeeded in making you equipped for what is designed to be. So thank you for your attention.
you have